The Joe Rogan Experience.
Now, as this expands, as Fight for the Forgotten expands, and you do more and more work in the Congo, do you anticipate moving to other parts of the world? Yeah.
So we're already in Uganda, right? We started that last year, but we really kick-started it April with this big kind of celebration on new land, 5 acres. Because of Dustin's donation, we're going to take that up to 30 more acres, so 35 acres in Uganda. We want to get that to 100. We want to get it to even more than that. There's a potential that with Fight for the Forgotten, we could potentially start up a social enterprise, or what are those called, B Corps or something like that, where it's a social entrepreneurship gig where we start up maybe a coffee farm, maybe a honey farm in these mountainous regions, and the Pygmies could have a sustainable job. They love coffee and honey. Those are two things that they love.
Coffee and honey.
Coffee and honey. It's funny. There's this Bajanji is a Pygmy man, grandfather, an elder in Mabakulu village. Bajanji. He's actually in the book a picture with my wife leaning over, and she's squatting down, and she's still as tall as he is, and she's in a full squat, and so he's a really little guy. But this one time I saw him, his grandkids had just raided a honey hive or a beehive. And they just had honey all over their hands, their arms, their faces.
How do they keep from getting stung?
No, they get stung. They get stung like crazy.
Yeah.
They start a fire at the bottom, and then they throw a vine around it, and then they just walk up it with your feet, and you're holding onto the vines with your hands.
Oh, Jesus.
And it's crazy. You take an axe up there, and then you just start hacking into the tree with Africanized colonies of bees, which are killer bees, which is nuts.
So they're stealing honey like from crazy. Killer bees?
From killer bees. They're gangster. They're crazy. Oh
my God.
They're stealing honey from killer bees.
Oh my God.
And everyone else is freaked out by it.
How many stings do they get?
Hundreds.
Oh, jeez.
Hundreds, but it's worth it to them. So they start that fire underneath, and the smoke goes up, so that helps keep them off. Then if 2 people climb up it, the sole person's job on the back is to have these leaves from a twig, and they just are hitting the bees off of the guy raiding the hive.
Do you remember when everybody was worried that Africanized killer bees were going to come over here and kill us all?
Yes.
That was like a big fear, 20 years ago. Oh, the killer bees, they've been spotted in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Whoa.
They came up from, but then they breeded, right, in
with
the
our
Amazon,
pussy bees,
right? I think they we don't have to worry about those.
Our bees just
But when they went down
up
to the Amazon and came up here, those would be dangerous.
Yeah. So these guys, they do this. They catch it in a bag or something. Like, how do they?
They put it in a basket.
A basket.
A basket. A hand.
Oh, here it is.
There you go.
In India, this is some guys doing it. It's pretty much the same exact thing. You're saying.
That's basically the size of that guy's balls.
Those aren't the killer bees.
Yeah, those are different bees, but it's the same sort of strategy.
Sure. Same strategy.
Have you? Oh my God! Look at that. He could reach in and grab bees. This guy's an asshole. What are you doing, man? Have you guys seen that? There's a certain type of honey that has some sort of psychedelic effect, and it's a very popular honey. I want to say Nepal, somewhere. Is it Nepal? Yeah. And
right.
These guys, they climb up to get this shit. It's like on the side of cliffs.
Wow.
They're like, see, do we have anything on this? And see, these guys use these ropes to climb up to get. That rope looks sketchy as fuck. That looks like some homemade shit right there.
Wow.
And so they, this honey hunting work is very risky.
It's the craziest thing I've seen people do.
But these guys, this
they go up 100,
honey,
200 feet in the air, man.
This is a different kind of honey.
Yeah.
For some reason, this honey makes you trip balls. Of course, it's a Vice documentary.
Yeah.
The Nepalese honey that makes people hallucinate. So
they add something into it.
No. No, it has to do with whatever these plants these guys are getting the pollen from. Yeah.
Wow.
So they're making a psychedelic honey.
Just naturally.
Yes, naturally.
Wow.
So you can
That's
put it in
wild.
your tea and meet Jesus.
That seems dangerous.
I don't know.
So,
maybe it's like a mild microdosing type deal.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know. So look at those.
Little...
Look at those honeycombs.
Yeah. So like
man.
that. That's what they just grab it and eat it.
Honeycomb's delicious.
Elder Hunter. Yeah, so these kids, I think there's a video on my YouTube, Jamie, if you can find it, of these kids climbing these trees. I think it's just Justin Wren, Fight for the Forgotten is the YouTube channel. And there's this kid that I put a GoPro on his head. because he was just climbing trees like crazy up to the canopy of the rainforest. He's like 9 years old.
Oh my God.
And he climbs 200 feet in the air, and he looks down at us. It's a 12-minute video or something, but we could fast forward
Does
through
he have
it.
any kind of safety harness or
No,
anything?
he's literally just doing it,
Jesus.
shimmying up it. He doesn't even have a vine.
Oh my
He's doing it with
God.
his arms and his thighs.
He's 9.
And he's just
My
he's
daughter's
just
9.
scaling it. Just scaling it. And he looks down at us. I can barely see him in the tree still because he's like over 200 feet tall. And
what's he getting up there?
well, he practiced for 2 different things. He had his bow and arrow up there so he could shoot nest and shoot birds out of nest in the trees.
From 200 feet up?
200 feet up, but he's shooting to other trees.
Oh
along
my
the way.
God.
And then that's how they collect honey. Look at him. This is a little guy. This is him going from a little tree to getting over to a huge tree next to it. But that's in Babofi, and I lived there for 3 months, I think, in this village. And he's seriously just scaling the tree. Yeah, it's a 12-minute video.
What?
It's wild. If we can't have sound, it's just him breathing.
Look how high this little guy is.
You can see us. That's him not even
My
close to
hands
the
are
bottom.
sweating.
And he just keeps going until he gets...
And
And
then when
once
he
he
get-
gets to the big part of the tree, actually go back,
This is insane.
up, back a little bit more, because he starts just zooming down. He gets to the top and looks down at us, and whenever you see us, I think this is where it is maybe. Whenever he looks down, look at that, how high he is.
Oh, boy.
And that's not even when he was at the very top.
And
But
he's just
we're
using
so
his
small.
hands and feet.
Yeah, he literally has no rope, no vine.
Don't
no
you feel like you
safety
should be
net.
under him to catch him?
Yeah.
But
I
could you
would
catch
do that
someone
sometimes. No.
from 200 feet
No,
up? It would
he
just
would
break your
squish me.
arms.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah.
He'd squish me.